Well, Kirk mentioned a little bit this in the little essay that he wrote for them, but it's not just. I guess the big part of it is not saying that good is enough, and I know that there's been times when I've wanted to pull my hair out in order to bring a product to market, and Kirk has been insistent that the quality can improve, and sometimes that's choice of materials. Kirk has a vast knowledge of high grade materials that maybe wouldn't necessarily find themselves into a pedal because of cost or time, any number of reasons why people would not necessarily go in that direction. And then there's things like placement of those products, and so I think people that are designing things inside of a computer, maybe they're not having the same real world experiences with it, and we're not afraid to do iterations. So if we do a version and it's not there yet, we do it again, and we do it again, and we'll do it again. And then there's testing that goes on at each stage. It's not just, does this work? And, you know, even considerations for recording that sometimes people haven't thought of, about how oscillations could affect how something is recorded because of the sample rate, and you might not be able to hear it with the human ear, but you might hear it on playback. So trying to always compensate for the whatever situation it's going to be, whether is it dirty power that somebody might be getting, is it power that's available. So if you have your pedal die on you or if you have your power supply die on you in Tokyo on a given night, and you have to go out and get another power supply, is it going to work with something that you can get off the shelf? I sure hope it does, because if it doesn't, I think builders are making an irresponsible choice. If it can be avoided. If it can't be avoided, that's one thing, but if it can be avoided, it should be avoided. It should be as easy for the user to use as possible. And that's everything from it working to it playing well with other things. You know, we always we make suggestions for people about placement, but we don't ever dictate that to them. We understand that people are going to use this however they want, and we've had people in the field constantly telling us that they're using our things in ways that we never expected, and now we try and test for those as we move forward, but some of the stuff we just didn't ever have ideas of. People using them more as a mic pre was never something that was in our thoughts, and then we heard of yeah, a bunch of different people doing that, and then we actually started to test for that kind of thing. So luckily it was already there, but you could have seen something bad happening and somebody coming and saying it's your fault, but for the most part it's been the opposite, which is this did something I never could have expected, and it works beyond what I'd hoped. So. Well, the Evermore and Zarbama, I mean, those were things that we've been working on for over the last year. So they were, you know, they both came out in the last 6 weeks, I guess. I think we're planning to have a beer, maybe. Just take a little bit of time off for the summer and have a beer. But the only other thing, we've been looking at a compressor. It's one of those things that it's not as, the style of compressor we're doing is difficult to do on this scale, and I think if we can do what we intended to do, it'll be, some people will be very happy, but it's a lot of, as you can see there with the papers there, it's a lot of number crunching and looking at that and trying to find components that act like much more expensive things on a much more inexpensive level. Yeah, I can't give too much away, but it's if it comes out, it'll be a sought after piece.
Nice.
I think we're very flattered that that people have had the positivity about our stuff. I think we were blown away that that our stuff was received well, and that some of the small details that we worked so hard on were noticed, because they were talked about almost immediately by customers in Japan, where we hadn't actually heard that from some of the people in any of the other markets that we dealt with. So it's I think we have a great respect for what that means. I think we're very lucky to be being appreciated the way we are.